European group coming up. Will Ospreay taking on the bastard PAC. He is a bastard. Now here in the European group, if you have come here from seeing the escapades that are happening in the Asia group, you'll see much more interesting group dynamics and mathematics going on here. If Will Ospreay is capable of winning this, that puts him at a nice 4 points, which actually ties him with Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness, who are both at 4 points apiece. And if that happens, PAC would drop to -1. And I think that would rule PAC out from going to the group stage. For PAC to win here, that would send him up to 2 points, and Will Ospreay to 1 from the negative. And would mean that PAC has a chance if he was able to win his next match and Zack or Nigel lose a future match. So there is a chance for both competitors here that it is at this point contingent on winning or losing, not on drawing. A draw sends PAC up to 1 point, it sends Will Ospreay up to 3 points, while Will could, off of a draw, still make something by winning his final match in the group. A draw is probably just as bad as a loss for PAC here. But that negative point always might change things up, because those current leaders, Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr., they could always lose. And they could always be knocked down a point, giving someone else like PAC a chance to come up. But at this stage in the tournament, drawing just isn't going to do you any good. Unless you are someone like Zack Sabre Jr. or Nigel McGuinness. For those people who are at the top, the drawing is great, even for themselves, because they can keep holding that space. But if you're Will Ospreay, you're PAC, a draw is not good enough anymore. We're reaching the end here. And working on the legs of the bastard PAC, it turns out it is called the Black Arrow. But I'm still going to call it the Bastard Arrow, his finisher. And a figure 4 leg lock there from Will Ospreay. I mentioned that at this stage in the tournament, I think their body's starting to break down. They're generally working a bit slower than you might expect them to. PAC, only a 1 counter for that. And Stormbreaker, unfortunately, in the ropes, that could have been it for Will Ospreay. Great, I think that's like a reverse 450 or something. Kawada kicks. PAC with the Rings of Saturn. But not enough. Whoa, 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 whoa. Huge powerbomb into the Styles Clash. Which way is he spinning him? Into the ropes. If he could just turn him away from the ropes, maybe Will Ospreay could have had it. Oh, but as I say that, nowhere near the ropes. He hits it again. Styles Clash. 1, 2. Not enough to put away the bastard PAC. Huge float over suplex, and not enough to put away the aerial assassin. Will Ospreay, does he still call himself that? The aerial assassin, or is he just the assassin? I don't know. Let me know. And a great pin attempt here from PAC, but not enough to put Will Ospreay away. Go to sleep, German suplex bridge, but Will Ospreay was able to reach the ropes. Huge elbow to the back and Storm. No! Tiger Driver 91. 1, 2. That kicks out somehow, some way. Dark Souls roll into the drop kick. Another drop kick. And you gotta do something big here, lads. You're closing in on time. Something big indeed. Styles clash once again for the third time. 1, 2, 3. And this changes everything for Will Ospreay. Huge win over PAC. And for PAC, I don't think there's a chance for him even in his last match. But for Will Ospreay, that puts him up there with the likes of Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness. Thank you for watching. Huge turn of events here in the Europe group. I've been Lucas Roger. Thanks for watching.